If you've been thinking about opening a print-on-demand and Etsy business and you're just not sure where to start, or you're worried about mistakes that you could make, then you are in the right video. Also, if you've already opened your shop and you just need a little extra guidance, then this is the perfect video for you. If you don't know what print on demand is, it's a business model where you create designs that can be put on products, but then you pay a print provider or a printing company to do all the printing and shipping for you, and then you can make your own profit margins and keep the difference. All you have to worry about is creating really good designs that are on trend and handling any customer service that is needed. In this video, I'm going to be going over 5 mistakes that new sellers make, or just sellers that are not getting the sales that they want, that I wish I would have known when I started. If you haven't opened your shop yet and you're just not sure where to start, I'm going to go ahead and link Cassiy Johnson's website down in the description. She has a free mini course that steps you through everything you need to know to get started with this business, so you're not questioning anything as you go. Mistake number 1 that I see a lot of new sellers making is they want to create a bunch of different products. While this seems like a good idea, it's very hard to learn everything there is to know for every single product. So what I mean by this is on Printify or whatever print provider that you're using, they usually offer a large variety of products, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, candles, ornaments, hats, you name it. It's tempting to want to put your designs on everything, but it's very hard to learn the process and the market research behind each product. So you want to make sure that you start with just one product, and one product that you know is proven to sell well on Etsy. So I personally started with sweatshirts and t-shirts, so apparel, and I just got really good at that one product. And then once I saw sales coming in fairly regularly and I knew what was doing well for me, that is when I expanded on to other products. And I suggest that you do the same. I'm not saying you can't find success by trying a bunch of different products in the beginning, but I will say I have seen that it takes a much longer time to see success because you are trying too many different things. It's good to stick to one thing and get really good at it. Tip number 2, a mistake I see people making, myself included, was do not just put one design out in one niche. For example, say you are wanting to make shirts for the mom niche. You don't want to only put one design out for the mom niche and then move on to, say, like the nurse niche, and then the pickleball niche, and then the bachelorette niche. You want to make sure that you are putting out at least 10 to 20 designs in that niche before moving on to the next one. And there's a few reasons for this. One reason is if you only put out one design in one niche, you're probably not going to get seen in the algorithm, and it's going to feel pointless. No one's going to see your shirt or your design. Think about the analogy when you're fishing. If you only put one fishing pole in the water in a big ocean, the likelihood of you catching a fish is less likely than if you were to put out multiple lines. And that's the same with this business. You want to put multiple shirts or whatever product you're doing in the same niche, because then you're more likely to get seen by a customer. Another reason is if a customer clicks onto your listing, say it's the mama design, for example, and they say, hey, I really like this mama design, but it's not my style necessarily. I'm looking for something as a mom, but I kind of want a different style. Etsy's actually going to show any related products underneath, and it's going to show any of your mom products. So then the customer gets redirected to your shop, and then they can kind of browse through your collection of that niche, and they might find something that they do like a different design style, and they end up purchasing that one. So you have a better chance of gaining the customer. Before I reveal the next mistakes that sellers make, if you're enjoying this content, I would really appreciate you liking and subscribing. Hit that bell notification below if you want more content like this. Mistake number 3, and this is a very common one with new sellers. I definitely was guilty for this, but you do not want to put out designs that only you like. It's tempting to want to make things that you find trendy or you like for yourself, but Etsy is a whole different beast, and it has a very specific aesthetic and trends that people are looking for. So you want to make sure that everything that you put out is on trend and not just based off of you like it. I didn't start seeing real success until I learned this. It was a very difficult thing to learn. Once I started putting out trendy designs, I started getting bestsellers. One mistake that sellers make is they don't want to copy what's already out there. They want something unique to the market, which you do want to bring something new to the market, but it doesn't necessarily have to be unique. So, what I do when I'm researching for the trends for my niche, I will go to my niche first. I will look through, say, Mama is the example. I will look through the top pages of bestsellers and see what design styles are already out there in my niche, and then I will pull up, say, the nurse niche, and I will look through and see if there are any trending design styles that I did not see yet in the mom niche. There are so many different trends out there, and there are always new trends emerging too. So if you can catch a trend in another niche that has not been brought over to yours yet, that is where you're bringing something new but proven to the market. Mistake number 4, and this is a really common one, is do not copy. You don't want to be a cheap knockoff of a bestseller. I see people trying to find success by copying bestsellers just to get a few sales or no sales. Think about this. The bestseller, they already have a bunch of sales under their belt or even thousands of sales. If you put out an exact copy or something that is very similar, that looks kind of like a cheap knockoff, you are way less likely to get seen and you are way less likely to get sales on it. And not to mention, you're putting your shop at risk because that seller could go after you for a copyright infringement, and that's just not something that you want as a new seller. If you have too many copyright infringements against you, they could end up suspending your shop or taking your shop down. So it's best just to avoid copying altogether, and think about it this way. Once you get to the point where you are making good sales and you have bestsellers, you're going to have people copying you, and it is just not a good feeling to have your hard work copied. You put a lot of time and effort into it, and to have someone copy you and try to steal your design and try to steal sales from you, it's just a terrible feeling. And just think about future you. You would not want someone doing that to you, so you should not do that to other people. It's just common courtesy and a way to protect your shop. Last but not least, mistake number 5 is do not make decisions that are not research-based. I'm going to give you a few examples. Everything that you do in your business should be research-based decisions that are proven to succeed. So, starting with the product, when you're choosing your product, I looked on Printify and I chose a product that showed it's a bestseller already. That is proven. It's a bestseller for a reason. There's a bunch of people looking for it and people wanting to buy it. And a lot of people get in their head about this. They think that there's too much competition or I'm never going to get seen. But that is just not true. That is not true. Get that out of your head. You want to make research-based decisions on products that are going to sell for you. If they sell for other people, they're going to keep selling for you. Another example is pricing. If you are going to just price items at prices that you think is a good idea or how much money you want to make, might not be the best idea. You want to base it off of research-based decisions. So you want to go onto the Etsy marketplace and you want to look at the top sellers that are selling the same product as you, and you want to compete with their prices. You want to make sure that it is based on something that is already successful. Another big example, which we have already discussed, is making research-based decisions on your designs. You want to make sure you're making trendy designs that people actually want to buy. You're not just guessing what people want to buy or putting out things that you think look cool. You want to make sure that the design looks on trend. It looks like stuff that you see everywhere that people are buying, but you're bringing that trend to a market that has not had that trend in it yet. That is the key takeaway. So a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to copy, but you're not copying if you are bringing that trend into a new niche that it's not seen yet. Just because you're copying the trend doesn't mean that you're not putting out something new in your niche. So just keep that in mind. That's a big struggle that a lot of new sellers have. And I'll probably make a whole video on it giving lots of examples so it'll visually make more sense. I hope you found value from this video. Go back, rewatch it, get these 5 mistakes in your mind and how to fix them as a new seller or as someone who is wanting to grow their business. Write them down and remind yourself of these things. I did that. I took tips from videos like this when I was new. I would write them down and I would have them in my mind when I was making decisions for my business or doing things for my business. It's really important to have a good mindset and listen to things that are positive to stay on the right track. I believe in you, and if you haven't opened your shop yet, what are you waiting for? This is me telling you, go do it right now. Right now. And watch Cassie's tutorials on how to open your shop and just take action. Also, if you are looking for more in-depth help, you can also join Cassie's community and her course through my affiliate link. I'm also going to link that down below. This community is amazing. I'm a part of it. You can ask questions anytime. You have access to the Discord group of like-minded sellers. Everyone there is super nice. Cassiy can answer your questions for you. Her coaches are there to answer questions for you. So if you ever get stuck, if you're someone like me who questions my every move and I'm afraid to make mistakes and that's what stops me from actually taking action, then this would be the perfect community for you because you can ask people and they will reassure you, they will help you through challenges, and honestly, they helped me through so many things when I was in the beginning stages. And not to mention that you have access to monthly live calls, you have access to her trend reports where you don't even have to do your own research with trends, and it makes it so much faster and easier. And it's just a lovely community and it'll really keep you on track. So if you're interested in that, I will link it down below. Highly recommend it. I also want to mention Shawna's course. I just joined her course and her membership this year, and it has been so helpful, even for me who is a somewhat experienced seller. I'm 2.5 years in. She's great for beginners, great for anyone along their journey. She really keeps you motivated. She gives you lesson plans. Because of her teacher background, she really holds your hand and gives you step by step what you need to be doing and really holds you accountable. And the community there is super sweet as well. So if you're interested and you feel like that's the perfect fit for you, go ahead and check it out. I'll link it down below. Now it's time for our weekly wins. I like to do weekly wins every week with you and share each other's wins. So my win this week is I actually have been seeing some ornament sales come in the last few weeks actually. And what's really cool about it is these are ornaments that I created last year and I'm making sales on them now. So this just shows you how scalable this business is and how it can be semi-passive down the road. I'm still going to be making more ornaments this year to double down and to make more sales, but I think it's really exciting to see that the hard work that you did a year ago months ago can really pay off, and you don't even have to do anything now. You're just making money on your past work. So that's really exciting. So go ahead and leave your weekly win in the comments, whether it's big or small, whether it's your first listing, you opened your shop, you made your first sale. It can be anything. It doesn't matter how big, how small, even if it's not print on demand related. I want you to celebrate something that you felt like it was a weekly win this week. It's good to stay in that positive mindset to keep you going. And I would love to see all of your weekly wins below. All right, thank you for watching. Bye, guys.